Hello guys, welcome to my new video. So I know that today topic is a little bit odd, but I will try to actually explain to you why am I doing all of this. So because actually I am on the edge to give up this game. Why? Well, just because people are learning nothing from their mistakes, You can almost every day get into the battle where someone has like 60k battles but has no basic knowledge of the game. So I've seen so many times people use HE inappropriately, using APCR inappropriately, and things like that, So this is the thing that actually bugs me the most. So, here is an example how you shouldn't actually use your AG. So you shouldn't use your AG if your gun caliber, shell caliber, is actually lower than like 80 or 90 millimeters, because it will just do a quite bit less damage than AP shot. So in this case you should only like use HE when you're trying to finish off enemies, not when enemy is at its full health, or like if you are, I don't know, so desperate, so you cannot penetrate the enemy, so okay, use HE just to track him or anything like that, just to incapacitate him, But people use it, just for fun. I mean, not for fun, because they are not having fun in that very moment, because they actually think, oh, I don't know the exact stats of the vehicles, so let's try use our high explosive, maybe it gets through. But that was the mistake I actually did a lot in my first 1k battles, I was like in lower tiers and questioning people actually, should I use armor piercing or high explosive, and everyone told me use armor piercing, we will lose because if you use your HE. And no, I didn't listen because I thought I was the smartest one, and that's the reason why actually I cannot go. I'm like 50% average player, average Joe in the game. So if I did this in the early game, if I listened to the people who actually played this game like 3 or 4 months before me, I was a very early player, just to mention, like I'm about 5.5 years in the game now. So if I just listened to those people, I would get so much better in the early game, in the early days of the game, and I would be so much better now, that saying from people that the start is important, and it really is, because in start you're learning the basics, That's it. You should do it in the start, not like at the end of some chapter of your life, So it's like that in the game. You should learn the basics in the very beginning, You should focus. You should listen to people. What do they tell you to make your gameplay better, to make your experience better, and not to screw with people nerves, So please, people, listen to Metzi, listen to Pantaflui, listen to any player that actually did it as bad as me in the early game, just shooting high explosive and not doing pretty much anything. My average damage per game in those days was like 50, and it's suffering to this day now, it's like 800. And no, I'm not bad player. I now do 2000 damage per game, you know, average. And I think that's not quite bad, but actually it's getting better. Now it's like 800 and what? Oh, sorry. 874. About a year ago it was like 700, you know. But it's just getting better, not worse, you know. It's just getting higher and higher, but it's at a very slow rate, because I was actually let's say it like this, seal clubbing, you know, in the early games. So because I didn't actually want to, and that's my advice, seal club, not a lot, you know, not like with 5,000 or 6,000 battles. Do not seal club at that point of the game, but in like to around 4k battles you should be totally fine if you seal club, you know, at this point, because you will actually learn the basics of the game. Do not go like for tier 10 sorry, or for like tier 8 and tier 10 tanks if you don't know the basics, you know, because it will just screw you up entirely as a player, you know. But then also, when you know past that number of battles like 4k, you should be totally fine to go after the tier 10s and things like that, you know. Be comfortable after like 6k battles to 10k battles to buy some premiums if you want, you know. But not, I would not advise you to do that before that number, you know. Why? Because you actually have to gain experience to actually stop players being toxic to you, you know. There's not the worst thing, you know, when you like me driving a T22 medium and like I don't know, 1 out of 10 games I deal 0 damage, you know, because team did not support me, I did not support them, etc., you know. And then team just bursts at me. How can you do that to us? You are driving T22 medium, literally the most overpowered tank in the game, etc., etc., you know. And now imagine yourself just starting the game, you're not even familiar totally with tier 10s, and then almost every single game is like that, you know. That actually team will tear you apart. They have to get someone to be guilty for the loss, you know. And who will it be? The guy who died first in T22 medium, you know. It's just like that, it's nothing else, you know. That's why I did the recent videos that I actually told you not to buy like premiums before the 5k or 10k battles, you know. Because you need the experience. So getting off the topic a little bit, but okay. So another reason why I'm doing actually these videos is that because I don't like the player database anymore, you know, because they're just getting so toxic. That I also did in the last video, you know. You know, they're getting so toxic for such small things like, I don't know, 1 lose, or you know, the mistakes that actually can happen to anyone, but actually happens to a lot of people, and they just cannot deal with it, you know, but to rage to other people, you know. You know, it's not just because of the games, but also because of the jealousy of some people, you know. When you actually get like, you know, like a good tank, they will actually get really jealous about it, you know. Especially they will just rip you apart if you do bad in that tank, you know. So that's those kind of things I actually do not approve, especially if the tank is from the crates, you know. I actually did a pretty stupid mistake and like spent, I don't know, about $50, which is actually pretty much for me, on a smasher containers, you know. So what should I be like mad because of the other players because I didn't get it, you know, because someone actually got it in the first or second container? No, why should I actually be mad at him, or why should I trash talk about him when, you know, he's playing bad in that tank? Everyone has the right to play bad in certain things, you know. That's why actually I will tell you one thing now, that is for the best. If you like T62 medium or object 140, then go ahead. If you want to get T22 medium, get T22 medium. But if you don't actually do well in those tanks, don't get T22 medium. It's the same thing like Scorpion G. So if you like RHM or things like that, get the Scorpion G if you want it. For God's sakes, it's not in the crates, you know. If you don't have money, okay. But if you really want it, and you like the RHM, and you play very good in RHM, why shouldn't you get Scorpion G, which is actually 10 times better than the RHM, you know? So it is like this. Every single good every tank in the game is good, but every single tank in the game that is kinda epic, like RHM or things like that, you know, KV2, look at those things. Every single tank has its own I don't know how to say it, own version, better version, as a premium vehicle. So, you know, I actually didn't play RHM before, but I actually got Scorpion G on the Christmas event, you know. So after I got Scorpion G, I started wondering, well, if I did so good on Scorpion G, will I actually do pretty much the same or even better on RHM? And the answer was yes, I did pretty good on RHM, because I actually enjoy that style. Low silhouette tank that actually has no armor. You have to be careful all the time, because most of the shots will actually, and on the Scorpion G it will be the same. Most of the shots will actually be the HE, you know, because players just want the damage. They want to kill you in one shot, you know. Especially if you're against ISU or SU 152, you know. So it's like, for me it was a reversible thing, because I actually didn't go to RHM, because I was on the RHM before, and I liked the 128 gun, you know, 12.8 millimeter centimeter gun. So I did like that. So when I got Scorpion, so I will be honest, it is a beast. It is really a beast in the world of tanks. So on the PC it is even more intensive, because you can actually get to tier 6, you know. But the thing I like the most at the Scorpion G is that it can really rip apart tier 10 vehicles. I tried it a few times, and I will tell you now for sure. Sorry, I was lighting up my cigarette. So I will tell you for sure that actually it feels so good that you have like so accurate gun and so big damage per minute and so big penetration capabilities, you know, that you actually can rip apart players like 2 tiers bigger than you, you know. So I was actually doing it intentionally because I always wondered, will it do good on tier 10, you know? And it actually did awesome. I actually did like 3 to 4k damage on tier 10, and I destroyed like a couple of tier 10s during some matches, you know. The FV 4W05, is it? Yes. You actually tear it apart. It has no armor. It is actually so easy to penetrate, you know. You just spam HE at him and he's like, what the fuck, man? How can you actually do something like that to me, you know? Because it's just too big, and you're like you have the best gamer rating in the game, almost the best, you know. I think the only thing that is actually better than Scorpion G is like E25. I'm not sure, but I'd say it like that, you know. So that is also the thing that actually annoys me pretty much. That actually people buy. I mean, I didn't buy them. I did buy T22. I was lucky. I got it in 2 crates, you know. I think of it like compensation for the what's the name? The Smasher. Sorry. I think of it like a compensation for the Smasher. So it is also important, you know, to actually, if you want that premium tank, don't just buy it. The best thing you can do actually is to ask people on Discord and other social media, you know, who are playing this game, which tank is the most similar to the premium version, you know, because almost every good tank in the game has its premium version that is actually a lot better. But you have to control it, you know. You have to know your tank's capabilities, you know. You cannot, as I said in a recent video, you cannot rush mid lane, medium lane with E100 and expect that you will outspot your opponents, that you will be faster, etc., you know. You just cannot do that. If you do that, if you're lucky, you will bounce most of the shots, but in 99% of the games you will actually, you know, just suck and die, and that's it. Your team is gone because they lost one heavy and there is no one to support the other tanks, you know. That's it. That's how the game works. So I don't know, guys. There is so many players that actually do that, you know, just buy the premium tank and suck in it because they actually didn't, you know, ask advice from listen to the advice from Medsi or other YouTubers, you know, or other people that are playing the game. Just try the Tech Tree version of the premium tanks, you know. And after actually 5 years of my experience, it actually settles down to premium tanks games, you know. It is how it is, you know. I'm mostly playing premium tanks. I actually enjoy them the most. There are some things that I actually I'm trying to research, like AMX 1390, or the most things I actually have in the garage that aren't premiums are tier 10s, you know, that I like to play for fun. So, you know, just try the Tech Tree version before buying the premium one, you know. So that is my best advice for the new players that actually want to do good in the game, you know, with premiums and all those stuff in the game. So guys, that is actually the end of the video. Thank you for watching. See you next time. I don't know what the next video will be about, or when it will come out, because I'm busy right now, you know. So see you till next time. Have a good fun in the game, and goodbye.